Thank you. It's always nice to see smiling faces. Hey everyone. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to bait a lure. Today I'm going to be using a 4.5-inch Shadowlicious, a 4.0 Berkeley hook with a nice little screw lock at the end. And then I'm also going to explain about the rattle that you can put in the tail. First, what you want to do is you want to release the tension on your fishing rod. This way, if the drag is loose, you can work with it. Next, what you want to do is if you have a lure already set on it, you want to cut the line right at the hoop, right where it connects to your lure. Next, what you'll do is when you're setting up your new lure, you're going to take the nose of your bait. Like I said, this one I'm going to use a Shadowlicious. And there's a little spring on the end of your hook. You're going to take the nose, put it against the spring. You're going to twist it tightly, trying to keep it as flat as possible. A lot of times these lures are really thin, so what you want to do is put super glue on. That way it'll hold them nice and tight. Next, what you're going to do is you want to hold the hook against your lure, and this way you can see exactly where the hook naturally sits against the lure. You don't want to pull it or you don't want to shrink it, because if you have it too short, the tail doesn't have enough room to swim. If you have it pulled too tight, the hook's going to keep catching in the lure. So instead of catching your fish, you're just going to keep catching your lure. So what you want to do is take your finger, mark at the bottom where the hook is naturally sitting, and mark with another finger at the top where it should come out. At the bottom of the seam of the lure, you can see where the graphic overlaps. Same thing with the top. So what you want to do is make sure you hit that seam from the bottom and come straight through the top. Now, when you're putting it through, you want to be careful to hold it lightly, because if you hold it too tight, what it'll do is the barb on the hook will pinch the side, and then it'll be crimped and it won't swim naturally either. And surprisingly, the fish are smart enough to tell the difference. Okay, so what you want is you want your hook to sit flush down the center of the back of the lure. You want to make sure that your lure is sitting nice against it, that way the fish don't even really notice your hook at all. Also, depending on where you're fishing, there might be a lot of weeds or algae, so if the hook is sitting out, it's going to catch on a lot of stuff. And again, if the fish see that there's something attached to the lure, they're going to know it's fake. They're going to know it's artificial. Next, what you want to do is take your line, I'm going to teach you how to do a Pulmer knot. You're going to take your line, and there's a little hoop on the actual hook itself. It's the thicker hoop. You're going to push it through. You're going to pull it through once. You're going to pull it back through the exact same hoop the way it came. And what you're going to have is this little bubble on one side. You're going to cross it over once like you're making a knot. Pull it tight so you still have this bubble, and then you have your open end and your line that's attached to your rod. You want to pull that snug. You're going to take your hoop, put your lure through it. You're going to pull your extra line from both sides, the free end and your rod. You're going to pull it so it makes a knot. You're going to open it and pull both ends nice and tight to make sure it doesn't come off. Now what you want to do is with the free end, you're going to cut about 1 centimeter away from the lure. That way if you do catch a fish, I typically like to catch bass. If they put up a big fight, so if it does start to bite it, you don't have to worry about your knot slipping right away, because I've lost a lot of lures that way and it gets pretty pricey. So again, you just want to tug it to make sure it's nice and tight. And then you want to tighten your drag back up, which there's a little knob right here on the reel. And make sure it's nice and snug. Reel it back in, and you're ready to go. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys.